What happens when a man who spent decades playing one of television's toughest heroes suddenly finds himself facing a battle he can't control? For Steve Burton, the beloved General Hospital star, life off-screen became more dramatic than anything fans ever saw in Port Charles. And what happened next left everyone stunned. For years, Steve Burton seemed to have it all. A successful career, a loyal fan base, and a marriage that appeared solid from the outside. Fans saw stability. They saw happiness. They saw a picture-perfect life. But appearances can be dangerously misleading. And behind the scenes, pressure was already building. Then came the announcement that shook longtime followers. Steve and his wife were separating after more than 2 decades together. The news spread quickly across social media. Fans were shocked. Questions flooded in from every direction. What could have gone wrong after so many years? The answer wasn't simple. As details emerged, public attention intensified. Every statement was analyzed. Every post was scrutinized. Suddenly, Steve wasn't just an actor anymore. He was the center of a real-life drama unfolding before millions of curious eyes. And the spotlight was about to become even harsher. If you're enjoying this story so far, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with fellow General Hospital fans. We cover the stories behind the headlines, and trust us, this one is only getting started. Imagine trying to navigate a deeply personal chapter while thousands of strangers debate your life online. That's the situation Steve found himself facing. The emotional weight was already enormous. But public scrutiny added another layer entirely. And soon a new twist changed everything. The separation wasn't just another celebrity breakup story. It became one of the most talked about developments among soap opera fans. Rumors spread faster than facts. Opinions formed instantly. Who could Steve really trust when everyone seemed to have a theory? The uncertainty kept growing. People close to the situation suggested that adjusting to this new reality wasn't easy. After years of routine and familiarity, everything had changed. Suddenly, decisions that once involved 2 people became a burden carried alone. But that wasn't even the most difficult part. The emotional toll of a major life transition can be overwhelming. Even for someone accustomed to cameras and public attention, heartbreak doesn't become easier. In fact, fame can magnify every challenge. And Steve was learning that lesson in real time. Then came twist number 1. Instead of fading quietly from public discussion, the story kept resurfacing. Every new development reignited interest. Every update generated fresh headlines. It seemed impossible to move forward without being pulled back into the past. And that cycle created a new kind of stress. Friends and supporters watched closely. Fans noticed subtle changes in Steve's public appearances and interviews. He remained professional. He stayed composed. Yet many sensed there was a deeper struggle taking place beneath the surface. But what was he really carrying behind that smile? For someone who built a reputation playing resilient characters, vulnerability wasn't something audiences expected to see. Yet real life doesn't follow television scripts. Real life creates complications that no writer can predict. And Steve was entering unfamiliar territory. The challenge wasn't only emotional. Major personal changes often affect routines, priorities, and long-term plans. Suddenly, the future can feel uncertain. Every choice becomes heavier. Every day requires adjustment. And for Steve, those adjustments seemed to arrive all at once. Meanwhile, online conversations continued. Some fans offered support. Others speculated endlessly. Was this fair? Was it inevitable? Celebrity culture often blurs the line between public interest and private pain. And Steve found himself standing directly in that storm. Then came twist number 2. Instead of retreating completely from public view, Steve chose to keep moving forward professionally. While many expected him to disappear for a while, he remained focused on work. It was a surprising response, but there was a reason behind it. Work can become a refuge during difficult times. Familiar set, trusted routine, a place where uncertainty briefly disappears. For Steve, staying active may have provided structure when everything else felt unstable. Yet even that strategy had limits. No matter how busy life becomes, personal struggles have a way of catching up. Quiet moments can be the hardest. The cameras turn off. The crowds disappear. And that's when difficult thoughts often become impossible to ignore. But an even bigger challenge was approaching. As months passed, fans wondered whether healing would come quickly. Unfortunately, life rarely follows a convenient timeline. Recovery isn't measured in days or weeks. It's a process filled with setbacks, surprises, and emotional detours. And Steve's journey reflected exactly that. Many people related to his experience, not because they were actors but because they understood heartbreak. They knew what it felt like to rebuild after major life change. Suddenly, Steve's story became more than celebrity news. It became something deeply human. Questions remained. Could he fully move on? Could the stress finally ease? Or would the shadow of the past continue affecting the present? Nobody seemed to have clear answers, and uncertainty can be one of the hardest burdens to carry. Then something unexpected happened. Instead of allowing adversity to define him, Steve began focusing on growth. Fans noticed renewed energy. New projects emerged. New opportunities appeared. It looked like a comeback story. But appearances can sometimes hide lingering battles. Twist number 3 arrived quietly. The biggest challenge wasn't necessarily what happened publicly. It was learning how to process everything internally. That's a struggle cameras can't capture. It's invisible, yet it often becomes the most important fight of all. Think about it. When a relationship spans decades, it becomes part of your identity. Shared memories shape daily life. Shared routines become habits. Losing that structure can feel disorienting. Steve wasn't simply ending a chapter. He was rewriting an entire story. Support systems suddenly became critical. Family, friends, loyal fans. During difficult periods, encouragement can make an enormous difference. And many supporters rallied around Steve, hoping he would find peace amid the chaos. But would that be enough? Every public figure eventually faces a defining moment. A crossroads where they must decide whether adversity will break them or strengthen them. Steve appeared determined to keep moving forward. Yet determination alone doesn't erase emotional weight. Every public figure eventually faces a defining moment. A crossroads where they must decide whether adversity will break them or strengthen them. Steve appeared determined to keep moving forward. Yet determination alone doesn't erase emotional weight. As time moved forward, the noise surrounding the separation gradually softened. But healing doesn't happen simply because headlines disappear. Emotional wounds follow their own schedule. And sometimes the deepest struggles remain hidden long after public interest fades. Fans continued asking questions. Was Steve happier now? Had he found closure? Was the stress finally behind him? Those answers belonged to him alone. Yet one thing became increasingly clear. He wasn't letting hardship define his future. There is something powerful about watching someone rebuild. Not because the process is perfect, because it's real. Progress often comes through small victories nobody notices. And those victories can become the foundation for something greater. Looking back, the story reveals an important truth. Fame doesn't shield people from heartbreak. Success doesn't eliminate pain. Even television icons face moments of doubt and uncertainty. Steve's experience reminded fans of that reality. But another revelation was still waiting. The biggest lesson may be that strength isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about continuing despite hardship, day after day, decision after decision, step after step. That's the kind of resilience many supporters saw emerging from this difficult chapter. Yet there remains a mystery surrounding stories like this. How much do we really know about what public figures endure privately? Headlines show fragments. Interviews reveal glimpses. The full emotional picture often stays hidden. And perhaps that's where the real story lives. What makes Steve's journey compelling is its relatability. Many viewers have faced breakups, loss, or unexpected life changes. They recognized pieces of themselves in his struggle. And that connection transformed curiosity into empathy. As new opportunities appeared, fans watched carefully. Every project felt symbolic. Every success felt meaningful. It wasn't just about career achievements anymore. It was about proving that difficult chapters don't have to become final chapters. The stress, the uncertainty, the public attention, all of it created a storm few people would willingly choose. Yet storms eventually reveal character. And observers began noticing something remarkable in Steve's response. But there was one final realization. The real victory wasn't avoiding hardship. The real victory was surviving it, continuing forward, refusing to become trapped by the past. That kind of resilience doesn't generate sensational headlines, but it often tells the most meaningful story. When everything is stripped away, the rumors, the speculation, the online debates, the shocking revelation is surprisingly simple. Steve Burton's greatest challenge wasn't fame, career pressure, or public attention. It was navigating profound personal change while remaining standing. And that realization changes everything. Today, fans continue following his journey with interest and support. Not because they expect perfection, because they appreciate perseverance. In a world obsessed with dramatic endings, Steve's story became one about endurance. Yet one question still lingers. Has Steve truly left the stress of the past behind? Or are there chapters of this story that the public has never seen? Sometimes the most important battles happen away from cameras, hidden from headlines. And if that's true, what comes next may surprise everyone.